Hi everybody, my name is Patricia. I'm a first-generation Beatles fan. This is a Little Beatles Corner. Today's video, I'm going to show you all the things that I bought in April 2025, which are Beatles and a few Beatles-related kind of items. Now, I didn't buy anything too crazy, I don't think, in the last month or so, fortunately or maybe unfortunately, depending on how you look at it. But I hope you'll stick around and enjoy what I'm going to show you, and the vinyl community needs to help me with one record that I bought, which I'll show you more toward the end. I would really appreciate that. Now, before I get started, I do want to say thank you to everybody who has been part of the channel. The subscribership is now a little over 600, which is really a great community. I thank you a lot because I know how little time everybody has trying to catch up with all the great Beatle channels that there are, way greater than anything I could ever do. But I appreciate your time and I appreciate your input and your friendship. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, really. Now, I did get 2 presents this past month, so I'm going to show you those first before I get into what I actually bought myself in April 2025. So I have a friend, Polly, on the channel who I've mentioned before, and she's a good Beatle friend, and she's a good real friend. So I really want to thank her for all what she did for me, because she got to go to the George Harrison Garden exhibition in Florida, and so she got me a number of things. Some 2 things I'm going to show you today, which are directly related to the show itself, and she did buy me a couple other kind of little things that are kind of related, but like a Christmas ornament, you know, that's a gnome, and there's some other stuff, but I'm going to show you these 2 things. So anyway, the first thing she got for me was the booklet that they put out. And you can see there's a nice picture of George in the gardens, and actually his house way in the back there, which is kind of a cool shot. And then the back just shows who sponsored it. Now, this is in Sarasota, Florida somewhere, called Selby Gardens, and it's still going on until June 29th, 2025. So if you're around that area or down south, then maybe you want to check it out. Now, here's just a picture of the map. And then they get into the individual gardens that they put together in honor of George, and you know what they mean and kind of what's in them and that kind of stuff. Now, I'm sure everybody knows that Olivia Harrison had a big hand in this, and I know she's been there probably at least twice, once at the beginning and then another time, maybe more often, I don't know, but thanks to her, this whole thing came into being, so to speak. So if you're in that area, it's good to support any Beatle related thing, and maybe you'll go. Now, the other thing she got me from the garden exhibition is this great t-shirt. And it's got a label inside that's printed on the fabric. It says George Harrison. And the really cool part of it is there's also another printing about it being a shirt from the garden exhibition itself. So these are kind of one-of-a-kind t-shirts, you know. If you don't get to go, you're never going to get one. So I really thank Polly for this a lot, and thank her for the other gifts, and I thank you for your friendship, Polly. Now, the other present I got actually was from a neighbor down the street. He's a Beatle person too, but not crazy like we are. But he understands it, and you know, he kind of looks out for stuff for me. So I was in the market for a CD of the Ringo Christmas album, and so he found one at a discount place, you know, like probably half-price books or something. So I don't think he paid more than $5, $6, $7 for it, but it's in mint condition, and I'm happy to have it because I was looking for it, so I appreciate him taking the time to take a look for me. Now, aside from that CD, I did buy 2 other CDs myself. The first one I'm going to show you is called Jerry Marsden, My Hometown. Jerry Marsden from Jerry and the Pacemakers. Now, this is the last CD that he put out before he passed away in 2021. And there's a bonus track, you know, of his main hit, You'll Never Walk Alone, which is the Liverpool Football Club song. And here's the inside. And I bought this off of Amazon. I think I paid like $13, $14 for it. Now, if you're a Jerry Marsen fan, there is another song, apparently was the last song that he actually recorded, is coming out, or just did come out recently on some kind of Mersey Beat kind of compilation album. Now, I don't know the name of that song, and I don't know the name of that CD yet, so it's something I have to look into. But if you're interested in, you know, Jerry Marsden from Jerry and the Pacemakers or Mersey Beat or whatever, you might want to check this one out. And then, as I say, there's one more song that was put out that apparently was the last recording that he made. He had a great voice all the way from start to finish. It never changed. Now, the other CD I bought, I've been looking for a really long time. It seems like forever, and I finally got it. And that's George Martin and the Orchestra off the Beatles track. I got this on eBay, and I paid, let's see, $22.50 for it, and actually was $31.34 by the time I took it home. Now, this CD goes for a lot of money. Apparently, it's been out of print probably for a long time, and maybe that's why. But a lot of early songs that are orchestrated by his orchestra and played. This is one of the things I'm trying to do, is collect all the George Martin Beatles related stuff. And so I really enjoy listening to his orchestra from time to time. So that's the CD inside. So I'm really thrilled to have it. And this is in mint condition, so I'm really thrilled to have this. It's kind of on my bucket list. Now, I bought one paperback book. It's kind of in, you know, old crappy condition. This book was put out maybe 10, 11, 12 years ago. The Day That John Met Paul by Jim O'Donnell. Now, this book is supposed to be an hour-by-hour account of that day, you know, until they met at the Woolton church fete at St. Peter's Church in Liverpool. And apparently what he did was, he said he gathered all the facts that he could find anywhere, whether it was talking to people or whatever else he did to get all the facts to nail down basically what happened that day. And then he kind of writes in the same fashion that Jude Kessler, who writes those Lennon books, does, where they get the facts and then they write kind of some kind of fiction or detail around the facts to give it like a whole story. But the facts are not changed, and what they write around those facts are really not, doesn't really impact the story in terms of it being legitimate or not legitimate or whatever. So that's that. And along with that, then, I was on the Quarrymen website a while back, and I saw that they had the same thing, which is that book in an audio form. So this was $20 from the Quarrymen website in the United Kingdom. And if you're into the Quarrymen at all, I really would suggest that you support them and go over to their website. Just, it's a Quarrymen.com or whatever. They have a lot of different, they have some CDs and different things that I bought, most of their stuff, if not all. And some news things and what they're doing and whatever. And so it's kind of good to keep up with them. So, and that's the back. Unfortunately, it's not a CD audio, it's a cassette audio. There's 2 cassettes front and back. Now, the reason why I decided to go ahead and buy this is because the narrator of this same story, based on the book, is Rod Davis, who's one of the original Quarrymen, and I thought it would really be nice, kind of for historical purposes, to have Rod Davis actually telling the story of how John met Paul in his own words, because he was there that day. So that's my little John met Paul set. Now, I bought 145 in April. I got 1 Apple 45, and that's Help. And then the other side is I'm Down. And there's Black Apple outer sleeve. Now, I got this on eBay for $17, and the guy said it was mint, but it's more in the excellent range, so of course I'm keeping it, because I can deal with excellent, but I can't deal with any condition other than excellent or mint or near mint or whatever. So because these are so hard to find too, I have to keep it. So anyway, I'm one more closer to my Apple 45 collection getting completed. Now, I'm not collecting the other artists on Apple. It's too many. So I'm just collecting the Beatles Apple 45. So, all right. Now, the next thing I bought, which maybe people might think is a little bit strange, I don't know, is I bought a 1990 fanzine called Good Day Sunshine. I don't know what month this is in 1990, but it's issue number 56. And this was a fanzine that George Rosenet put out every month for a long time. And he was really vital in the Beatles community as far as fan club stuff goes in America. And now the reason I was looking for this issue and finally found it, and I paid too much money for it, but because I had to have it, I paid, let's see, I paid $4.99 for the magazine, which is fine, or the fanzine. But by the time I got it home, it was $11.70, so it became more than double. Anyway, there's an article in here called, what's it called? No, that's not it. I'm sorry. That's not it. Here it is. A Long Winding Road for the McCartney Fan. And it spans about 3 pages. And I got this because this person was my best Beatle friend for years and years and years and years, and she passed away probably 15 years ago now. So, of course, after she didn't get to meet Paul, which is another crazy story. But anyway, she was pretty well known in a lot of Beatles circles, and we met at a memorabilia shop way back. And became instant best friends, and we went to London together and Liverpool one time, and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, unfortunately, when she passed away about 15 years ago or so, it left a big void in my Beatle life in terms of having a real, Beatles friend. So one thing that is good about this channel is I've made a few really good Beatle friends and friends I'm calling, aside from Beatles, that have kind of helped along and, kind of filled that void. So you understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's why I got this Good Day Sunshine. Now I'm going to show you the albums that I bought this month. The first one I got, or not this month, last month, I got the Half-Speed Master, Venus and Mars. I did not open it, and I'm not going to open it. I'm going to say that right now. I've got all of them already. The previous ones, none of them are open, so I'm not going to open this one, and people may fault me for not opening things, but there's certain stuff for some reason I decide I'm not going to open, and that's, I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason to it, but this set is part of that. So I know Beadly Toad's gonna still think you should be opening it, but anyway, so I did buy Venus and Mars. Now the next thing I bought was Record Store Day. Be Here Now. And I don't know how much I paid for it. It was the record store price, and there's the boring black vinyl with the Dark Horse label. But the hype sticker's nice. This says Song of the Year on it. Now the next one I got was also from Record Store Day. That's the John and Yoko Power to the People. And they did a really nice job on this, as you know, everybody says a Lennon Camp does, which they do. I got a black polyline sleeve, which was great. And I got a beautiful yellow vinyl, which is great, and it's heavy too, so I got that, and I thank the Lennons for doing such a great job. Now, I wasn't able to get the George Harrison 3 Zoetrope or Zootrope or whatever you say set, because there was only one at the record store that I went to stand in line, and there was an old guy, old like me, who was first in line, and I was probably about 6th in line or so. And he took it right away, and so that was the end of it for me. So anyway, I was a little disappointed, but what can you do? You can't have everything. So anyway, now this last thing I'm going to need some help on. I would really appreciate the vinyl community who know everything. So I bought this stereo copy of Meet the Beatles, and I bought it mainly because the Beatles was in the olive green color. So it's got a number 6 in the back and the bottom, the stereo copy. And it's a rainbow label. This one might have been played once or so. I mean, it's in beautiful condition. I paid $30 for it at a record store. Now, I looked in this book, which is the Spicer Beatles on Capitol, Volume 2 or Part 2. And on page 12, it talks about the Meet the Beatles covers and the different covers that there are. And it says basically that in the stereo versions, there was 4 versions. 2 of them had brown and 2 of them were green. Anyway, all right. So after that, I really don't know. So what I did was I wrote down the matrix numbers of this stuff, and I'm going to just post it here. So maybe a vinyl person who knows all the Beatles stuff can help me out and tell me what copy I have of this. So you can see that side 1, last numbers is A1, and then side 2, it's X4. So anyway, I hope somebody can help me out and solve my mystery for the month. And that's it. Oh no, that's not it. I did get one more thing. I decided to buy an autograph in April, and so I bought a Pete Best autograph on an 8x10 photo, early leather jacket, Cavern Club thing. And the reason I decided to buy this is because I heard recently, it was actually suddenly announced that Pete Best was not going to be doing any more performances. So it kind of, alarm bells went off in my head about, you know, some maybe health issue, or hopefully not, but, you know, something where he decided he can't or won't or whatever. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and get this autograph. I do have an autograph on a album cover, a 45 picture sleeve, and a poster, but I didn't have any photos, so that's why I went this route. And I paid $50 for this photo, and I got a COA and all that stuff. But it was $61.60 by the time I took it home. But anyway, if you're interested in autographs, it might be a good time to think about a Pete Best autograph if you're into the early stuff like that, because who knows what's going to happen in the future. And actually, his autograph is already, I would say, gone up some in some instances, because from previous, I'll just say that. So anyway, that's what I got in April 2025. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate your kindness and being part of the channel. And as always, Beatles forever.